Welcome to video lectures on power electronics. In Unit 1, we will discuss about various power semiconductor devices, its characteristics, its operation and usage. The first topic is study of switching devices such as SCR, silicon controlled rectifier, triac, gate turn off thyristor, BJT, bipolar junction transistor, MOSFET, metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor, IGBT, insulated gate bipolar junction transistor, IGCT, integrated gate commutator thyristor. Okay, so let us first understand the difference between power electronics and normal signal electronics. In power electronics, we will discuss about the applications of electronics at high power level, whereas in normal signal electronics we will deal with the operation of electronics devices at very low power level, example in milliwatt or watt level. In power electronics, the semiconductor switches are used in only two states, either in on or off, whereas in signal electronics the devices are used in linear regions of its characteristics. So in power electronics, power handling capacities varies from few watts to several megawatt, whereas in signal electronics it is only in milliwatt. In signal electronics, main focus is on information processing, whereas in power electronics, conversion of energy from one type to another type, maybe AC to DC or DC to AC or AC to AC or DC to DC at higher efficiency. Okay. Next, the general structure of power electronic systems. So as I have already told, power electronics is converting one form of input energy to another form of energy, another form of electrical energy, like AC to AC or DC to DC or AC to DC conversions. So depending upon power output type and power input type available, we can use different type of power converters. For example, to convert AC input power to DC output power, we need rectifier power converter. If we are given DC input power and we need AC, we will use inverter. If we are given DC at some voltage level, we want DC at some other voltage level, we will use choppers. So there are n number of power converters available which we are going to use depending upon the situations. There is one more important block which is known as controller. This is the heart of power electronic system, which will get the feedback from power output and power input, and it will process the feedback signals and give triggering signal to the power converter based upon the feedback signal to get desired power output. Okay. Next, the classification of power electronics devices. So first, based upon number of terminals available at the power electronic devices, it is classified into two types: 2-terminal devices and 3-terminal devices. In 2-terminal devices, it will have two output terminal. For example, PIN diode, Schottky diode, it will have one anode and cathode. Okay. So 3-terminal devices: power MOSFET, JFET, IGBT, BJT, thyristor. For example, thyristor, it is having 3 terminal, namely anode, cathode and gate. BJT, emitter, base, collector. IGBT, emitter, collector, gate. Okay. Similarly, MOSFET, JFET also having 3 terminals. So next, the classification by control method. So power electronics devices are classified into 3 types based upon control method. That is uncontrolled devices, and half controlled devices, fully controlled devices. Uncontrolled means both the input and output is not controlled. The example is diode. Okay. Half controlled means only the turn on process is controlled, whereas turn off process is not controlled. Example, SCR. Fully controlled means both turn on and turn off process both are controlled. Example, power MOSFET and IGBT, GTO, IGCT. Okay. Then various different types of power semiconductor devices are available. They are combined into a single common category, like power diode, which is having n number of different power semiconductor devices like PN junction diode, fast recovery diodes, Schottky diode, etc. Similarly, power transistor, it is having n number of devices like bipolar junction transistor, MOSFET, IGBT, UJT, SIT, MCT, which is MOS controlled thyristor, and so on. Similarly, thyristor is a group of thyristor is a family name which contain n number of power semiconductor devices. Once again, they are silicon controlled rectifier, SCR, light activated silicon controlled rectifier, diac, triac, PUT, RCT, GTO, and IGCT, and so on. So once again, it is a recap of what we have seen already. Uncontrolled turn on and turn off. Example is power diode. Controlled on and uncontrolled turn off. Example is thyristor or SCR. Controlled turn on and controlled turn off. Example BJT, MOSFET, GTO, and IGBT. Also, some devices are required continuous gate signal for its operation. Example BJT, MOSFET, and IGBT. Whereas some devices require only pulsed gate signal for its operation, like SCR, GTO. Some devices are able to withstand bipolar or both direction voltage capability, that is SCR, GTO, whereas MOSFET, BJT, GTO is having unipolar voltage withstanding capability. And similarly, based upon current direction, it is classified into 2 types: bidirectional current capability, unidirectional current capability. Corresponding examples are given as we are seeing in slides: triac, SCR, GTO, BJT, MOSFET, IGBT. Next we will see about thyristor. So thyristor is a common name which will have n number of semiconductor devices which we have seen already, like SCR, PUT, IGBT, and so on. So thyristor names comes from thyrotron and transistor. Combining these 2 words, we are getting thyristor. So it is having characteristics similar to thyrotron and construction similar to transistor. So common definition for thyristor is it constitutes 3 or more number of PN junction, and it has 2 stable states, one on state and off state, and it can change its states from one state to another. So thyristor family consists of n number of devices, for example SCR, GTO, PUT, IGCT, triac, diac, etc. So silicon controlled rectifier is the most important and mostly used member of thyristor family. It is a 3-terminal device as we are seeing in slide. It is having 3 terminals: anode, cathode, gate. It is having 3 junctions: J1, J2, J3. 4 layers of semiconductor layer, 4 layers of semiconductor, P, N, P, N. Okay. So it's working modes, having 3 modes, 3 important modes, namely forward blocking mode, forward conduction mode, reverse blocking mode. This is the VA characteristics of SCR. So we can see here 3 operating state: reverse blocking mode, forward conduction mode, forward blocking mode. Okay. Let us first discuss about forward blocking mode. Here anode is positive, cathode is negative, but gate terminal is kept open. Okay. In this state, junction J1 and J3 are forward biased and J2 is reverse biased. In this condition, only small amount of leakage current only flows. This can be understood by seeing this VA curve. We can see only small amount of leakage current which flows through anode to cathode. Okay, that is in forward blocking mode. Next one is forward conduction mode. This mode can be achieved either by applying positive gate pulse to gate terminal or by increasing forward voltage above breakover voltage of SCR. Once any of these methods is applied and avalanche breakdown occurs in junction J2 and SCR turns on and it starts conducting current from anode to cathode. So one more interesting thing here we need to observe is when we increase gate current, the required voltage to turn on SCR keeps on reducing. This can be observed in VI curve, as when IG1, IG2, IG3, these are all gate current, is keeps on increased, required forward voltage is keeps on reducing. Okay, so this is important point to remember. Next, latching current. So this is the current minimum required to flow to SCR so that SCR can be turned on. And holding current. So holding current is nothing but when we reduce current through SCR after certain limit, when it crosses when it is reduced less than holding current, it's turned off automatically. So latching current is minimum current required to keep turn on, to ensure turn on, whereas holding current is the minimum current below which SCR turn off. Okay, so here holding current will be always lesser than latching current. This is also important point to be remembered. Next one is reverse blocking mode. In this mode, cathode is positive whereas anode is negative. So here J1 and J3 are reverse biased and J2 junction is forward biased. Okay, so because of this reverse bias, SCR turns into reverse blocking mode, which results in flow of very small leakage current. So it acts like a open switch. The device offers very high impedance to the flow of current. So in this condition, when we increase reverse blocking, reverse voltage more than reverse blocking reverse breakdown voltage, VBR, SCR junctions are broken down, that is avalanche breakdown occurs, and J1 J3 which J1 J3 avalanche breakdown occurs and increases the current flow through the SCR. Okay, because of this increase in current, it will create more losses and create heating effect, so it will lead to damage of SCR. Okay, so we have to be careful when we are applying reverse voltage across SCR, particularly when more than VBR, breakover voltage. Okay, thank you.